Alright, hey everybody, LB Program Stuff here. I'm going to be taking you through an installation of ROS2 Iron for Ubuntu. Now, I'm running Ubuntu 22.04.3, but this should work with any version of 22. It's pretty simple. If you've seen my other video for the series, you'd know that it's a lot more complicated on Windows, but this one is pretty much the same thing. Again, I'm going to be using the GitHub linked below in the comments and in the description to walk you through. If you want to go ahead and do it yourself, it'll just have the commands for you to copy paste, but it's pretty simple and you should be able to just follow along with the video. But again, if you want to, you can go check out the repository below. Alright, so first you're going to start by opening up your terminal window. So if you don't know how to get there, you just go to your search engine, type in terminal or CMD. And first thing that you're going to do is you're going to want to check your locale. So your locale is basically just, what kind of text it's in. And for these purposes, you want it to be in UTF-8. That's basically the version that ROS specifies. If you are on a fresh installation of Ubuntu like I am, this is my virtual machine, it should automatically be set to UTF-8. But if that isn't the case, then you can go ahead and run this set of commands here. I'm going to run it anyway just to show you what it looks like. Just going to prompt you for your password. You can go ahead and give it a quick run. And you can see that after it's done, if I again run the locale command, it's going to return everything with UTF-8. So after doing that, you're going to want to enable the required repositories. So you're just going to go over here to the enable required repository section, copy these two commands, go back to your terminal, paste them in, and run them. It's going to ask you if you want to continue, just type Y, hit enter, and it's going to prepare everything for you. And then it's going to just ask you, press enter to continue. You're going to hit enter. And then it's done. Next up, we're going to add the ROS2 GPG key. So you're going to, again, copy these commands right here. Go back to your terminal, paste them, and hit enter. Everything should set up. Once that's done, you can add the repository to your sources list. So you're going to copy this one long command right here. And again, paste it into your repository, into your terminal. And it should just work like that. Shouldn't go with any outputs. Here's an optional step. It's for installing the development tools for ROS2. Now, you don't have to if you're just planning on, working with some basic robots, but if you're planning on doing any kind of development for ROS2 or you want to modify it in any way, it's highly recommended that you install it. Even if you don't plan on doing that, it's recommended to install it anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. It's going to prompt you, do you want to continue? Hit Y, hit enter. All right, after that's done, you are going to start with installing ROS2 Iron. Now, if you ran the previous command, you've already done sudo apt update, so you don't have to rerun this command, but, just copy these two and paste them in. It's not like it takes any extra time. It's going to upgrade your APT. It's going to ask you if you want to continue. Hit yes. This may take a minute. All right, awesome. Now that that's done, you can go back to the guide and you can do sudo apt install ROS Iron desktop. So just copy that command, paste it into your terminal, hit enter. You're gonna hit yes when it asks you if you want to continue. This might also take a minute. The repository is quite large. All right. Okay, now that the repository is done installing, you can... Oh, I should mention, if you want to install the bare bones version of ROS2, basically just the base version without any of the standard features. You can do instead of ROS Iron Desktop, do ROS Iron ROS Base. But for most intents and purposes, I recommend just ROS Iron Desktop. So once you're done, you should have ROS2 fully installed. The quickest way that you can test it is, first of all, running the bash file using this command here, the source /opt/ros/iron/setup.bash. One thing to note is that if you're using a shell other than bash, just change the setup.bash to setup.whatever shell you're using. So .sh, .zsh, anything else like that. But I'm using bash, so I'm going to run it with bash. All right, so first we are going to test our installation, we're going to open up a fresh terminal, and we're going to run the following commands. So source /opt/ros iron setup.bash. And again, if you're running a different shell, just replace bash with whatever shell that you're running. Next, we are going to execute this command here, ROS2 run demo nodes cpp talker. And when you run that, you're going to see that it starts outputting hello world 1, 2, 3, incrementing each time, and it's just publishing that to the current network that it's on. Now, we're going to do pretty much the same thing in the second terminal here, except instead, we are going to replace the talker with listener. And now you're going to start seeing that it's actually picking up each time this other terminal outputs. So this terminal outputs 2930, this terminal picks up 2930, and so on. And that's because they're talking to each other like ROS should. And that's pretty much it. You're done. You've installed ROS2 Iron on Ubuntu. That took not even 20 minutes. So very simple, very quick process. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. I'll try my best to answer them or refer you to somebody who can answer them better than I can. Thank you all. Have a good night.